Hey guys, today we're going to try and repair my friend's Canon XH A1 camera. The internal microphone is not working and we suspect there's a loose connection, so we're going to find out. So the only tool we're going to need today is just a Phillips screwdriver. I'm just using a multi-bit driver from Home Depot. As you can see, the bit is about 1/8 of an inch in diameter, and it should also be at least 3/8 of an inch in length. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll turn the camera around to the back side and we'll lift up the viewfinder. So what we'll find underneath the viewfinder are two screws holding on to a plastic cover. We'll go ahead and remove both screws, then we can remove the plastic cover. The easiest way to remove the cover is just pull straight back and then straight up. Now we have to go ahead and pull the ribbon cable. There's a tiny plastic pull tab attached to the cable. Go ahead and flip that out and then pull straight back. Sooner or later the cable is going to get in our way, so we'll go ahead and grab a piece of masking tape, tape it onto the viewfinder, and that'll tuck it out of our way. Now that we have access to the connector board going to the camera, notice there's 3 silver screws. We are only interested in removing the top 2, so we'll go ahead and unscrew the top 2 screws. So now we go ahead and focus our attention on the front of the handle, where there's actually 2 screws holding the handle to the camera. There's one on each side, so we'll remove one, and then we'll just turn the camera around and remove the other. Now we just hang it on the camera and lift the handle straight up and out. Looking at the bottom of the handle, we'll see that there's 6 screws that we need to remove. Once the screws are out, we can go ahead and grab the front of the handle and we'll just gently rock back and forth until the top and bottom split apart. The front of the handle is quite tough to get out because there's a rubber seal around a rubber gasket. Once you rock it back and forth, there we have it, a loose microphone ribbon cable. I'm going to use a set of needle nose pliers to put the ribbon cable back into place, but I want to put some masking tape on the tips of the pliers just so that the bare metal doesn't tear into the ribbon cable. Notice there's a pen mark on the ribbon cable itself. That actually tells me how far I'm going into the connector, and at least tells me that I'm making some sort of progress. And there we go, so hopefully that'll do it. I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of masking tape on the ribbon cable again, because I really don't want to do this again. So hopefully that'll stick on pretty much for the life of the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and put the bottom piece of the handle back on. I'm going to fight with that rubber grommet again, but make sure everything is in the grooves, and it should go together nicely. Then we can finally go ahead and put the screws back onto the handle. I'm just going to make sure I put the end ones on first to make sure everything is level and that the handle is in properly. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the handle back onto the camera, just making sure that everything fits in nicely. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the 2 screws back onto the rear handle, and we are tightening this onto the connector board to the camera, so we got to be careful not to over tighten, just hand tighten, or else we'll damage that connector board. Now I'm going to go ahead and re-tighten the screws on the front of the handle, again 1 on each side. Once the screws are back on, I just want to make sure the handle is on tight, and if it is, I'll go ahead and return back to the rear ribbon connector, and we'll go ahead and reattach that ribbon cable. The important thing when you're reconnecting this cable is make sure that you take your time to do it. It should be a nice snug fit. Don't push it in and force it. It's basically a square peg going into a square hole, so take your time on this one. Don't break it. Once the ribbon cable is back into place, I'll go ahead and grab that plastic cover, and then I can go ahead and take the 2 screws and tighten up onto the cover. Now that the camera's back together, I'm going to go ahead and test the camera, make sure the microphone is working once again. So I'll go ahead and power it up, and I'm going to go ahead and open up the screen so I can see if the microphone audio levels are moving or not. The important thing here to check is make sure the internal microphone is turned on in your menus, and then go ahead and make some sounds and see if the meters are jumping. If they are, you've just repaired your camera. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this helped somebody else out there.